Hello, my name is Costin, founder CEO of Dakota, and the Dakota Way is officially live on Amazon, where you can buy it right now, both Kindle and soft copy. The Dakota Way covers the 4 core principles of investment sales, which is 1, set expectations, 2, know who to call on, 3, know what to say, and 4, have a killer follow-up system. These are our internal nomenclature for how we describe the things that we should be doing to become world-class fundraisers. It's all in the book. It's incredibly simple, which is the good news. You can buy it on Amazon. I promise you it works. And if you have any questions, you can always email me at guy@dakota.com. The book's available at Amazon right now, both in Kindle and soft cover. Thanks so much and have a great day. What is up, everybody? It's Guy Costin. Welcome to the latest episode of the Emerging Manager Growth Show. I'm joined by my colleague and longtime partner, Tim Dolan. Tim, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Yep.
So, for those of you who don't know us, we're Dakota. We were founded in 2006. One business. We raised over $25 to $30 billion for about 8 different investment firms. We have 8 salespeople. We're in the market every single day. We follow the Dakota Way, the book that just dropped in February. Even though I wrote it, it's really the team that wrote it. If you want a copy, send me an email to guy@dakota.com. I'll send you a copy. And Tim, the purpose of this show has always been and always will be is to help all of you out there that want to know I'm an emerging manager, I don't have a lot of resources, what should I be doing, right? And so we're going to go through this, but I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to reveal something to you for a little study that we just did that's probably the most impactful thing that we can communicate. Mm-hmm. And we have to live it ourselves. And Tim, why don't you talk about if you had to go work with a firm, and we're talking portfolio managers and their attitude towards meetings and travel.
Yeah.
Because we have a few that are where and when, right? And surprisingly, they're the biggest.
Yeah.
Where and when, they're the biggest, okay? Do a quarterly call, meaning choreographed quarterly call, we'll do it, 100%. They're the biggest.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the characteristics of, because this is very important for this audience to know this.
Yeah.
And we're not messing around because we're going to share some very detailed statistics with you that will blow you away.
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, we're under the belief that investments are sold, not bought.
Yep.
So what that means is you have to have conversations with people that buy what you sell. Most importantly, and what we have found through the study and the statistics show this, is calls are great, fine. But at the end of the day, you have to get the wizard, aka the PM, the decision maker on the strategy, in person in front of the buyer. Right. It has to be done. We've looked across all of our partners, every dollar we've ever raised, every single client, we've done a face-to-face meeting. We've never not had a PM in one business.
Right.
So there's a direct correlation to face-to-face meetings and money being raised. And you've talked about it, not only in the study, but there's a reason why. It's the fiduciary standard that these allocators have. They have to have a meeting done and completed with the PM.
Yes, and thank you for sharing that. But when you talk about the characteristics, so it sounds like what you're saying is an attitude to get on the road to meet with investors.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you have to. Yeah.
So let's just for 1 minute though, for those of you that are listening, maybe rolling your eyes, like, are you serious? Like, I have to go on the road. I really want to manage some portfolios, and I get the whole thing. And we have a ton of compassion for that. And we're not here to tell you that we need our hand held, okay? But I'm also going to tell you something that's the unintended consequence that you might not be thinking about right now, is that when you go out to raise money and you want to take a portfolio manager on the road, okay, you have to send cold emails. So we're a big cold outreach firm, and we believe all emerging managers should be in the business of sending 20 to 25 emails a day, booking meetings in 5 cities at any given time. If you're a PM, you say, hey, look, this month, okay, each month I'm gonna want 10 cities on the calendar. You can schedule for you book them, I'll go, okay? Oh, great, that's great. So now you start rifling out meetings for all these cities, right? What's happening? Emails are going out, the brand is being seen, brand's being communicated, familiarity is being created. The unintended consequences, this machine of emails are being ripped out. Or if you say, hey, you know what? I'm busy, I really can't travel, I have to be here, I have to be there, I really can't travel, no emails go out. It's very hard to book people just for a Zoom call.
Very hard.
But if you're gonna say, I'm gonna be in Boston, I'm gonna be in Atlanta, I'm gonna be in LA, I'm gonna be in Chicago on these dates, I'm gonna be in your building, right? Then people are like, hey, you're gonna be there, I like your strategy, I'd love to meet with you. So what's the importance, Tim, of the face-to-face? And I agree, I just wrote a blog post on it. Fiduciary rule is huge, right? Like if you're gonna give somebody $10 million and you don't meet with them, I mean, you kind of probably have a screw loose, right? I mean, come on, right? I mean, if you're going to give someone $10 million, $2 million, right? You need to see the whites of their eyes, okay? But there's also the element of passion, connection. We always talk about Alan Breed, so amazing. You're hearing from the wizard. You can tell your clients, hey, I just had Alan Breed in the office from Edgewood, president of Edgewood. Probably the foremost traveler and meeting doer that I've ever known, right? He'll be anywhere at any time. And it doesn't even matter how successful he's been, he'll show up anywhere. The entire team at Edgewood, Hamlin, our firm, Spruce, they will meet with anyone at any time. What has that resulted in? Unbelievable success in their business, fundraising. I think we've really done our part, they've done their part to really maximize the growth.
And I think importantly is allocators understand when they're looking at your strategy and they're not a client yet, they've not allocated to you, they're also assessing what is the client experience going to be like. Do I have access to the portfolio manager? So if you're limiting and restricting access on the front end before they've even allocated, the analyst and the buyer is basically saying, I have no access to the PM at all.
So you're saying that the sales process is an audition for what it's going to be like to be working with you.
Absolutely.
And you reveal so much in the sales process for how you behave that you're basically choreographing what it's going to be like to work with you, good or bad.
Yeah, I mean, sales is not only informing them who you are, what you do, performance expectations, everything, but it's also what's this relationship going to be if I am to give you money.
So we just did a little study upstairs. We're on our third floor in the downtown Philly office. And I asked Tim, I said, Tim, okay, let's look at all of our managers because we have check boxes. Show me, right, of this one manager who's complaining about raising money. How many face-to-face meetings in 2025 has he done? And it's a lot of cancellations, convert to Zoom, all this. 0. Okay, let's look at the client base. How many face-to-face did we always have? 100%. 100% correlation to client and face-to-face meetings, sitting in their office on their on-site or us going to their office, excuse me. So the point is there's a direct correlation. So I'm here to just deliver the facts, right? So for you guys watching right now, we're the biggest fans of sales. We can carry the bag ourselves at the end of the day. 100% we can tell the story. However, at the end of the day, if there's a direct correlation to face-to-face meetings and receiving assets, then the only answer is you have to be willing to get on the road to go meet with investors. Obviously, we want to get 5 meetings every city we go to. You want to have the key anchor meeting. You want your salespeople to be smart. But we can't sugarcoat it, Tim, because the evidence doesn't support sugarcoating it. I'd like to tell you that you want to make tons and tons of money and manage tons and tons of money, but you can't do it without meeting with the investors. And the evidence shows that. And so if I'm an emerging manager, which we work with a lot of emerging managers that maybe aren't emerging today, Spruce being one of them, Rockstar Group, private credit, real estate, unbelievable, always willing to get on the road, always willing to take a meeting face to face. We've been able to have a nice amount of success with them. They were $1 billion when we started. They're growing. Point being is they've gotten on the road. This face-to-face meeting is so important because people need to meet the investor.
It's the win and wear mentality, as you said it a couple times.
The reason we're kind of going to this depth is because a lot of people want to grow. A lot of people want to have a successful investment firm, and you can do that. But I do believe that's why we keep going down this line of thinking in the conversation. You have to just turn your brain off as a PM and know at the end of the day, if I really want to raise money now, doing bad meetings, doing unqualified meetings, doing meetings with investors that are never going to buy or invest in your strategy, bad use of time. We don't do that. We qualify up front. We know exactly who's going to be a good match before we even reach out. So we're assuming that will be the case. But the most important takeaway from today, because we don't do these studies a lot, but when someone calls us and says, hey, you know what, you're not raising money for me, and then we see all the requests we've made to get on the road in specific dates, and it's a zero face-to-face meetings. This year, complaining there hasn't been more money raised. Well, if you're not willing to get your body in front of the potential investor physically and build a relationship, then I don't know if you're right, for a boutique manager, you might not want to be in this business. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. It's like, but if you do, right, we've always been very judicious with the PM's time, right, Tim? Like, we're very
Absolutely.
smart.
Yep.
But also, back to my comment when we started, if a PM gives a lot of dates for their salesperson to schedule for, a lot of emails go out, and there's such benefit from receiving that email. There's such benefit from a scheduled quarterly call. We have an ebook on how to do a quarterly conference call. It'll be in the show notes. It's unbelievable. There's all these unintended benefits in terms of the save the date, the 2 invitations that go out, the day of. There's all this, because you're not asking for a meeting. Then the next thing you know, you do that, you send the transcript, and now an AI-generated summary, which are amazing of these calls. And now you've seasoned the prospects when you're asking for that face-to-face meeting. Hey, I'm going to be with Alan Breed in Boston, April 8th. Can you meet at 3 o'clock?
Yep.
Right? Now you've seen Alan, the whole thing. You know what they do. Let's do it. So the theme of today was for you all as emerging managers that it's just so important to get on the road. And within this show today, we really wanted to keep the comments to this.
Yep.
And this is almost like a special edition because we rarely harp on one thing that we know matters most. But we just did a correlation study amongst client list that we raise capital for and face-to-face meetings, and it was 1-to-1, 100% correlation. And so I wish we could just sit in our offices and raise money doing Zooms and managing money. Unfortunately, we're seeing that hasn't been the evidence.
Yep.
That hasn't been the case. And we've seen the managers that have scaled to the highest levels and quickly have been the ones that have gotten on the road, gotten face-to-face, and are building relationships with allocators. And Tim, it's crazy about this business. You end up having those relationships, I'd say on average 20 years, even though you haven't been in the business 20 years, you're getting up there.
Yeah.
You have these relationships you develop with allocators that last that long a time. So Tim, before we wrap, any closing comments?
We've done, obviously this is the 35th show. We've done the RIAs a number of times. For an emerging manager, you have to be hitting the RIAs. So just wanted to qualify that. They're perfect.
RIA is your main channel.
That's your main channel.
Capital. And all the information's in our database, Dakota Marketplace. 1,251 firms, 5,700 fundraisers using it. Our RA database, we use it every single day, is absolutely the best and growing like crazy. Like, it's unbelievable how many new RAs are coming out each month. On average, about 45 coming out each month.
Yep.
We track all that in our database, so new firms to call on. If you feel like you've exhausted it, we have about 4,600 RAs in our database that are ready to be called on.
Yep.
And we do it every day. Amazing channel.
It's the best.
All the information's in the show notes. And Tim, I can't thank you enough.
No, this is great. Thank you.
We have a lot of love and compassion for what it means to be a fundraiser and how hard it is. But for those PMs out there, just know face-to-face, for better for worse, drives asset growth. Face-to-face drives asset growth. We want to be smart about it and efficient, but that's our big takeaway. Tim, thanks.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, that's a wrap on the 35th episode of the Emerging Manager Growth Show. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next Emerging Manager Growth Show. Hello, everyone. I just wanted to say thank you for watching the Emerging Manager Growth Show. I hope you got a lot of value. And I think, as you know, we shared an enormous amount of information about metro areas and other type of information, RIAs, etc. All of that information exists in Dakota Marketplace. And if you're not a member, we would love to show you the platform. Just simply go to our website and get a free trial of Dakota Marketplace.